Guys get good pictures. I got my Born Blessed shirt on. Shout out Kendrick Bourne.
Dev, just the defense today. Can you talk about the performance, especially the guys up front, 9 sacks?
Yeah, I mean, it's fun playing in the secondary when guys are doing that. I mean, we've talked, I would say, over the last few weeks about doing a better job disguising and making things harder. And I thought the guys up front did a great job of making things tough. And, we talked about getting off to an early start. And, when you're playing a young quarterback, if you can make it tough and, like we did today, even the second sack that Jew got that ended up getting called back for roughing the passer, just that pressure. That, he felt that early in the game, to get to the quarterback, 2 and 3 times in like the first 6 to 9 plays. That's tough to, come into the game with. So those guys did a great job and, just trying to be opportunistic and doing a good job in coverage in the back end. And, you don't get many games like this where they're able to just get after the quarterback so fast. So we just got to continue to build. It's not going to get easier at this point in the season. We got to still play better, it is what it is, especially next week going back in, well, not next week, the week after, going back into the division with the Jets. So we got to stay on top of it, enjoy this win, rest up, be ready to go. And, after the bye, it'll be a long haul of, trying to play our best football.
Alan Siegel.
Dev, just to follow up a little bit about what you're talking about with the 9 sacks, which obviously was great for the defense today, but the complementary aspect, and you referred to it a little bit about the defensive backs letting Indianapolis have no space, allowing the defense to put the pressure on Ellinger.
Yeah, it's always, rush and coverage. I think you see sometimes teams that are so dominant up front, the secondary play won't matter as much, or vice versa. But when you're really kind of doing it on defense and playing well, it's rush and coverage doing a good job of, those guys getting there fast, us getting on the guys and not allowing the quarterback to get rid of the ball fast. And then when they are able to get rid of it, I thought we did a really good job of coming up and tackling and not giving up, the run after catch last week against the Jets at the end of the game. The play to Mims really, we don't get the onside kick. It's a different game at the end of the game. So making sure we do a good job of not giving up plays like that. But, yeah, I think we do a lot of talking on our side of the ball of what things will look like, how we need to play. And it's helped us out a lot, I would say, from the front end all the way to the back end of understanding how we're playing things. And, I think the versatility of guys like Duggar, Pep, AP, with Bentley, Jelani, Judon, that makes it tough for an offense. And if we can stay on the same page and do those things as the season goes on, it'll help us a lot.
Mike Giardi in the front.
What is it about John Jones that's allowed him? I mean, we're talking undrafted and now your slot guy, and then all of a sudden he's playing on the outside, and it just seems like week in and week out he plays at a really high level.
Yeah, man, I think one thing is speed, but he's fast now. And I think his mentality and attitude, if you watch him play, he's small. He's 185. I make fun of him all the time about being under 190, but you don't see that when he's out there, he's hitting, in the Super Bowl in 2018, and he basically broke Chung's arm coming down and making a tackle on Gurley. But I think that, along with his smarts, he's one of our smartest football players. You see him playing outside, inside. He also could play free safety and make all the calls and do all those things. So he's a fun guy to play with. I think, now when you look around and, so many of the guys that I came in with being gone, I look to Jay Jones because we have the most years together in this secondary. And I rely on him a lot to be a leader in that corner group, to be able to get guys lined up. And, I think for me as an older guy that, like I said, I played with him for a while, but I was also here a while before he got here. It's been really cool to see his growth. He came in here, like you said, undrafted, with a ton of ability, and he earned it, and he did it the hard way. Making a name for himself on special teams, being a gunner, making plays on kickoff, getting the opportunity to play defense. But the first time he got an opportunity to play defense, he was still the guy that was the first guy down on kickoff with Slate. He was still a gunner on punt, and he was playing on defense. So he's had to figure out of how to, be a good player by playing a lot of plays on special teams and defense. And I can't say enough about him. I think now going outside, which is not easy to do when you're inside and you've really made a name for yourself playing inside, playing good football, and then go outside and play at a high level. And then he showed out today, blocking a punt, intercepting a pass, scoring. He's one of our best players, and I think when he plays it at each week, that helps us out a lot.
Coach Belichick's waiting for one final question. Nick
Devin, Dietrich was just here talking about how excited he was for Josh Uche having a big game, and mentioning the Matt Judon having the 3-sack performance. But what have you seen from Josh in terms of his impact today and how far he's come to start making an impact on the field?
Just growth, man. Uche's come in. He just continues to learn. He listens to everybody. He's that guy that has good size to rush off the edge, so he's always talking to Judon. But he's a linebacker, too, so he's also talking to Bentley a lot. And I think he's been like a sponge. And obviously he came in with a lot of ability to see him, put that to use and really be a really good player for us. And we missed him the game that he didn't play. And him coming back, a sack last week, couple sacks today. He's a big playmaker for us, and we're going to need him to continue to do that. Appreciate it.
Thank you very much.